Wow. Think you can move that seat forward a little bit, please, Josh? I think that's okay. Comfy, Dave.
Lovely there.
So, made it down to Enville, and the actual sun is finally coming out. Open qualifying has been here in the past. Buzz has made it through here before, but yeah, this does hold dodgy memories, this place, as I went to hospital after the last competition I played here. I think I might drip feed you information just so you stay tuned. So we're on the second hole here. Basically, I practiced for ages and ages and ages, really looking forward to open qualifying here. This was a good 7 years ago now. Really looking forward to it, really pumped. And then about a week and a half, 2 weeks before, I just started to feel a little bit ill. Kind of had a bit of a sore throat, felt a bit under the weather. Wasn't very, very nice, and I thought, well, I'll keep pushing, I'll keep practicing, and I'll keep working hard. So after feeling ill and practicing hard for about a week, things started to get a little bit worse. My throat started to close up, I couldn't eat, and I couldn't drink. So I went to the doctors, and the doctors advised me to rest. Obviously I couldn't do that, I need to practice, got to open qualifying. So what I decided to do is start taking painkillers, and a lot of them. Now, I can't remember the name of them, but I'm pretty sure they could have put elephants down, because I was kind of in that much pain in my actual throat and my head. And yeah, after chomping down on the painkillers for a while, I started to feel numb, throat was still killing, couldn't really eat or drink much, but I was able to function a little bit more. So then, on tournament day, I decided it'd be a good idea to wake up and have lots of them. Now, when I mean lots of them, I only took 2 or 3 to begin with, but then because my pain was so intense and because I could hardly breathe, I thought, it's alright, I'll carry on taking them and see how we get on. So, after taking lots of pills before the round, I started pretty well. Hit a birdie on the first, which is nice, little par 5, but then it started to deteriorate after about 6 holes and started to get a little bit worse. Now, I'm coming up to the 15th here on the Highgate course, and yeah, this is where I kind of started to really notice that there was an issue, because at the time I was using a belly putter, and when I got to this green, I was leaning on my belly putter, and it's the only thing keeping me up. I'd taken too many painkillers, and the thing that was growing in my throat, which I didn't know about at the time, was just not allowing me to breathe or eat or do pretty much anything. It was a bit bad. Now, to say the least, last 3 holes weren't great. I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed with something called a quinsy, which is effectively an infection of the throat, and mine was massive. I'll tell you how they got rid of it at the end of the video.
Take your time, make your deflection bring you light. Last of the winds blow tight, frost it begins to shine. Days are ascension, days are flight. A day of redemption.
Right, I have left Shropshire and I'm currently stuck in traffic on the M6. So why not finish the story of what happened at Enville. So the last 3 holes were catastrophic. I could hardly stand up on the 18th. So after that, went straight to the hospital and they said, right, you've got to stay in. They checked me out and said, you've got a Quincy. And I was like, a Quincy. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't say this, but in my head I was like, right, okay. Which is effectively a really bad infection of the throat. And he said, you've got to stay in and we've got to tackle this straight away because it is really bad. I was like, ugh. So they took me to a side room in the hospital, dressed me in like a hospital robe, sat me down on this bed, pulled the curtains round, and the doctor came in and gave me a bucket, big bucket, and just told me to sit there with the bucket. I was like, right. So I sat there with this bucket, and he went back out. A couple of minutes went by, obviously feeling a little bit nervous, and he comes back in with this briefcase, this really smart red leather-bound briefcase. If you're from the UK, the Chancellor's briefcase that he comes out with the budget in, it was similar to that. Really nice little briefcase. And he put it down, I don't know if he was doing it for effect, but he put it down really deliberately on the bed. Like really deliberately, and opened it up really slowly. And it was full of needles. And they were of sizes from that up to about that. Really bloody big one, massive ones. And I was like, oh God. I could kind of see what was coming. I put 2 and 2 together, big bucket, briefcase full of needles. And what Quincy is, it's just a massive build-up of horribleness at the back of the throat. And to get rid of it, it needs to be speared. Now, I won't go into the gory details, but it wasn't a very pleasant experience what happened next. He picked the biggest needle out and he went to work. And after that horror show, he, oh God, it was so, just thinking about it, oh God. And after that, went back out, he sat us down on the bed, hooked us up to some antibiotics, and I was in there for a week. And that was my last experience of Open qualifying and my last experience at Enville. But today was much more positive, played really well today. I went through a little hot streak. It was great. I was 2 over through the first 3, and then I got a great birdie on a par 4 straight down the middle on the green, 12-footer, awesome, nice birdie. Birdied the par 3 next, and then I birdied the par 4 next with a chip in, and then I birdied the par 4 after that with a chip in. Then I had a bogey, then I had another birdie on a par 5, and then I was a couple over from that, and then I birdied the last. So I was really in a bit of form today. I'm actually hitting and I'm playing well, I'm putting well. This week I really want to do another kind of Jordan Spieth to top my putting up. It's been great seeing Buzz and Josh and Dave, and met up with Phil last night as well, which was fantastic. All guys who I know from down there, used to work with. And it's so good to see Buzz back playing. It really is. He works so hard to get onto the tour. Then he just got derailed by injury, and he's effectively been out for a year and a half, had to have an operation. So it's not been easy for him at all. And it's just so good to see him back, and it's so good to see him back playing. I'm just happy for him. He's got all these kind of clubs and everything in order. Josh is going to go out to caddy for him as well. Oddly enough though, he's not actually got a sponsor yet. He had some sponsors lined up for kind of the first time, but obviously when he got injured, they weren't going to sponsor him, you know, not to play. So he has actually got, put that on there, he has actually got opportunity to sponsor. So if you guys want to sponsor a tour player, if you own a business and you want to sponsor a European tour player, I'll stick his details actually on Twitter. Just follow him and send him a direct message or tweet him, and yeah, do that. Always thinking. Right, normal services resume tomorrow. Back teaching, back videoing, and hopefully back practicing as well. Might have a tournament next week, which is great. So many exciting things coming up as well, guys. The next kind of few weeks are just absolutely mental, so please stay tuned. Alright guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on the social media platforms as well. Definitely follow me on the social media platforms next few days as well. I'm going to be doing some giveaways, some really cool giveaways, so stay tuned for those. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time if I ever get home.